Hey, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining Real Love Ministries Live. I am your host for tonight. I am Desiree Williams Hall of Real Love Ministries, and I am just so excited to be here tonight with you all. And we want to thank you all so much for joining. And those that join us on Facebook and Instagram and any social media platform, you know, this is our Father's Day edition segment, and I am so happy to have our special guest, our friend, Mr. Gene Marcelin. He is here. He's coming in tonight as now a new published author, and I am so proud of him. Hey,
Thank you.
Gene,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Really
how
appreciate
are
it.
you?
I'm great. I can't complain. I'm great. I'm here with you. I'm ready to get this thing rolling and inspire and motivate. That's what I'm ready to do.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Everybody that's listening, this upcoming weekend is Father's Day.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
The fathers getting their day, y'all. I know. Listen, I know they are tired of the socks and the screwdrivers and what
I,
else y'all
I
get?
ain't gonna say it. You said. I ain't gonna say
Underwear.
it. You said. I ain't gonna say it. You said.
Yes, but listen, those of you that are planning on doing something special, please do something special. Just try your best to uh just throw out all the whistles and bells for these
Go
fathers.
all
We
out. Go
had
all out.
so many dynamic men, and if you have been following Real Love Ministries, my personal page on social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, all month long, we have been honoring men all over this country, and they deserve this exposure because so many times in our society, over the media, we hear about the negativity of our men, especially our Black men. And I just wanted to give a platform to our men, all of our men, that there are still men in the homes. They're great husbands, they're great fathers, mentors, coaches, brothers, uncles, cousins, you name it. There are men that are stepping in the gap, even in the communities, being fathers and being such an inspiration to so many of these children that are out there that may be fatherless or may have a dad or a father, but they're not in a home or they're not in their lives. So, and I am excited that I have Mr. Gene Marcelin. He is that dad. He is that father. Like my daughter Brianna, she was like, "Ma, I don't like to use the word dad. Dad is the one that makes them, but the father is the one that takes care of them." So, you know, whatever your definition is, we just honor you all and we thank you all so much for being such dynamic men. And Gene, I just tell you, you're the good guy. That's the name of his book, everybody. And I am so happy to have the good guy here. We're just going to learn so much from Gene on tonight. I guess he's going to give us some tips. He's going to give us some snippets of the book. And we want you all to purchase the book. I have it right here with me. My copy, wait, this way. Yes.
Thank you.
My
Thank
own
you. Thank you.
copy.
Show 'em. Show 'em.
To the
Show 'em.
halls. The halls got their copy, and we're just
Sign
so
too.
excited.
Sign.
Signed copy. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Signed copy from the man himself, Mr. Gene Marcelin. Now, Gene, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, if they didn't tune in, if they ain't tune in Saturday, well, like I said before, I'm a pure Miamian from born in Overtown. I'd have made it all the way to Carroll City. Lived in all the rough neighborhoods, but I managed to make it out. I'm one of 7 kids born from the same mother, same father, and
Wow.
my name is Gene, so we know what that means. So sac passe to all my Haitian
Stop
people
by say, yes.
that's tuning in, and I got 2 boys, and I'm raising my nephew, and I'm a husband, remarried, and a happily remarried husband, and that's basically me in a nutshell. For those who don't know, that's basically me in a nutshell right now.
Well, listen, that's a lot in itself. You know, being a husband and a father alone, that's a heavy load that you're carrying because you
Of course
just
it is.
don't only carry yourself, but you have others that are depending on you. So that's a lot, right?
Of course it is. Of course it
being
is.
a husband and being a father, and then I think you're a coach. You know you didn't mention that
I'm
as
I'm
well.
I'm, I'm
You know,
everything. I'm
yes,
everything.
yeah, you wear a
Whatever
lot of hats, Gene.
whatever I'm needed. I'm the cook. I'm the coach. I'm
Oh,
the
listen,
motivator.
we forgot
Everything.
about that. He's an awesome cook and bake, y'all, a baker, y'all.
Of
Let me tell
course,
you,
of course,
you just do so much, Gene.
of course.
And you do it with so much poise and charisma, and I love it. I love it.
Thank
You
you. Thank you.
always have been, since my husband and I have known you, you always had just a humble and kind spirit, and
Yeah.
we're just so happy that you accepted our invitation on tonight
Always,
to be
always.
with us and we're just so excited about that. I see that we have some people that have an issue in viewing. So please let us know if you can see this. We want everybody to be a part of this show. We can see your comments. Gina, I'm not sure if you're even able to see the comments, but
No, I can't see any comment.
we are here, and we just let us know if you're able to see us and view us. Okay. All right. All right. So, Gene, listen. Tell us, what is one of your greatest accomplishments as a
Well,
dad, as a father, as a male figure?
well. To be honest with you, I got several other than me being a self-published author, because that's from where we come from. That just don't happen to us. So
Wow.
other than that, because that's a major accomplishment within itself, coming from where I come from, with these impoverished neighborhoods, these low-income neighborhoods, it's hard to really understand what being a father is, because I was never surrounded by men or fathers. And as I got older, I realized that the communities where I'm at, they're fatherless. Their fathers are nowhere in the picture. So one of my greatest accomplishment is it got to be being a father to my children, a present father. Um, Definitely after going through what I'm going through as far as fatherhood and coming up to being a father and fatherhood. Um, Being a father, because it's real tough. People don't understand how hard it is to be a parent and
Yes.
to sacrifice as much as I sacrifice, because I literally put my all into being a father. All, I don't just say this thing and just no. I put all of it, and my kids really benefited from it, and that's the joy. So my biggest accomplishment was just being a great father. That's my biggest accomplishment.
And you are an awesome father,
Thank
and
you.
and let me tell everybody, you were on our radio show on this Saturday on AM 1490 WMBM.
Yeah.
The interview was just so intriguing that we wanted to do a live with you on tonight, and I just want you to tell everybody what was your drive, to even be a father, because I think my husband asked a question, when you held that first child in your hand,
Yeah.
what did it
Yeah.
feel like? I know you said you wasn't ready, but what was
Yeah.
that push,
Yeah.
that drive?
That well, like I said before, if you didn't tune in, I don't know where you was at under a rock, but if you didn't tune in, when I first got that initial "I'm pregnant" thing, I messed the moment up. I will admit I messed the moment up. Just being so scared and insecure of not knowing if I can be a father to this child.
Mhm.
So basically the drive came from me not having what I had, what I had growing up, and I made a promise to my sons, and both of my sons, when I held them both and cut the umbilical cord, that like I will give them everything I never had.
Wow.
Everything I managed to block out all the negativity that I seen growing up and the lack of um father figures I seen growing up. But I just made it my business to say I'm going to break the the generational curse, and I'm going to be like the best father ever to these kids. And that's really where my drive came from.
Wow. So, G, do this for us. Give us a little background of your upbringing.
Well, my upbringing is very unique. I had a unique upbringing. I'm gonna try to get through this without being emotional, because I really, I if you get the book, you'll understand why I get so emotional talking about my upbringing. Um, at a very early age, I lost both my parents. At the age of 11 and 12, I lost both my parents to that terrible disease, AIDS. So after losing my parents, me and my siblings was basically forced to raise ourselves.
Wow.
So on doing that, of course, I had to go through life understanding um, certain things on my own, having experiences on my own, giving myself life lessons. I managed. I got married at a very early age, to where I didn't really understand what marriage. I had I had a idea of what marriage was, but growing up the way I did, you're always in survival mode, so you really don't have a full understanding of everything you go through unless you got somebody to sit there and really show you the ropes. And I didn't. Unfortunately, I have none of that. And I basically just went through life. But the best part of my beautiful struggle, because it's a beautiful, because when you get to this age that I'm at now, and you're at the moment, I consider this a beautiful struggle, because the struggle is what made this person that I am here today. And this beautiful struggle really put a lot of good things in me, which is why I'm so independent. Even my wife, I continue to amaze my wife with some of the things I'm able to do. Even my kids feel like it's not a thing that I can do, because
Wow.
when you've been doing it for so long, like, it becomes part of you. So I'm a handyman, I'm a cook, I do all that. So that's like my journey, just from growing up until this point now. And unfortunately, I did have a heart attack in the midst of all what I was going through. And that adds on to the story. I just don't want to tell a lot of the
They got
story.
to get the book.
I need them to get the book. I need them
Listen,
to
and
get
that's
the
why
book.
you have that awesome logo. I see you have that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes, you have
yeah,
that super dad. And,
yeah.
and like you said earlier, being a parent, it's difficult, and we don't have a manual
No,
on how to be a parent, and what to expect. Even if we read all the books and we teach
still
from
not
the
prepared.
books, when you actually have your own child, listen,
Still
it's
not prepared.
we're losing feed. Uh, Can you see and hear me?
I can still see
Okay,
everybody.
I think we're
People
losing
saying they
feed.
having
It
a
seems
problem
like
with
it's
my
going
audio.
in and out.
People saying they having a problem with my audio. Is my audio loud enough?
Okay, I can hear you, but I think we're having problems with the feed for some reason. It seems like it's going in and out, like it's stalling. Okay, it may be some from the internet. I'm not sure what's happening here, but we're just gonna go ahead with it. We're gonna work through all these technicalities here. Okay, so we're back. We're back, everybody. We do apologize. We have no idea what's happening here, but we're gonna go on anyway. Gene, now I know you were talking about your upbringing, being raised without parents, and I was reading in the book on one of your chapters. You had, before your father passed, you said that he looked at you. This is just a snippet, y'all.
Yeah,
Y'all got to read the book, and he told you that you're the one. How did
yeah.
that make you feel? Did you understand what he was saying?
Well, at the time that that was happening, he was literally on his dying bed. He was basically dead at that point. Just a lot of things was happening, and those of you who's not familiar with the AIDS virus, he literally went from beginning to end. So
Wow.
during that time, like, I was the one out of all my siblings to really spend time with him. I moved my Nintendo in his room, and as a as a just a young man, seeing your father go through this, and having questions, but they can't be answered, but you still manage to do what you got to do anyway. And my father just seen that I was different than all the rest of the children, because of the things I displayed and never wanted to leave his side while my brothers and sisters was out having a good time with their friends, which they're being kids. I was in the room with him just so he won't yell loud and things like that. So, the one meaning, just that one that's different than all my other children, that I am the one. So, that's what I gained out of it. And, despite hearing those words, it was just a real tragic moment. A real tragic moment, just going through that and seeing that. It's real tough. It's real tough, man. It's real tough.
Yeah, I can only imagine, especially when these are your parents, a father, and being a young man, so many young men, they look up to their fathers, or they really desire, young girls too, they desire fathers. And let me tell you, fathers are so important in the lives of their children. Even if you're not in the home, it's good to be in the lives of your
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
And Gene, you said something about writing this book, so I want to ask you, what inspired you to write
My
this book?
Well, my inspiration, I had a couple inspirations, but the two main inspirations was one was my children. When you decide to be what I say I'm going to be to my children, which is that one to break the general curse, the one to make sacrifice no matter what. My I made it. I said to myself that my kids would never go through what I went through, and part of what I went through was me not knowing nothing about my parents. I know nothing about my parents. I don't know their upbringing. I don't know how they was when they was young. I don't know the town they came from.
Wow.
I know where they're from, but nobody in my family really took the time out to really sit us down, the four children that was born in America, and really tell us about who our parents was. So part of me writing this book was to let my children know who their father is. To know everything that he's been through, all the struggles that he had up to this point. And I wanted to make sure, when my number is called, that when they can speak of me, it's not just about their experiences with me, but they can answer questions about who I really was behind the scene. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
the other inspiration was coming from where I come from. Coming from where I come from, um, we get a project kids get a bad rap. We get a bad rap, and a lot of people don't understand. A lot of things that we go through are circumstantial. We're kind of a product of our environment, and from an early age, I understood that I did not want to be a statistic. So I want to show people where I come from, no matter what your circumstances is, it's not final. Because when you go to this book from beginning to end, you'll see everything that I've been through. But because of my good heart and my just good energy on approaching things, I managed to make it out those circumstances and be where I'm at today. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Right.
my other inspiration for writing the book.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you definitely don't have to be a product of your environment. And I believe that everybody has a choice, and everything that God allows us to go through, I believe that it's intentional. We may not understand why we're going through what we're going through at the moment, but as you go through it and you live through it and you overcome it, you look back and you realize everything that God allowed, it was definitely intentional.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to tell somebody else doing what you're doing, Gene. Hey, you're not making excuses
No.
for what
No.
you've been through.
No.
The mistakes you've made, or the choices that may have not been good choices that you made. But hey, I worked through it, I overcame it, and now I'm here, and I know where I come from. So that is just such an awesome thing. Now you have this book, newly published book. You're a new published author,
Yes.
and you entitled the book "The Good Guy." Why did you entitle this book "The Good Guy"?
Now, again, the title comes from my surroundings growing up, and like I stated before, living in the projects my entire life, again, we get a bad rap. And people tend to judge us off just what they see and where we at. And I just, again, I just wanted to be that different one to where people can know where I'm at, know where I'm living, know where I'm from, and can just know that I'm one of the good ones.
Wow.
And I approached every situation that way with just good intentions, good heart, and good energy. No matter the circumstances that I was around, I just managed to keep that flow of that formula of things going. So that's really where the title comes from. Just a testament to where I came from and where I was around. That not all of us, not all of us are what you think we are. You know what I'm saying? There are some good ones where we come from, and I'm one of the good ones.
Yes, and you know what? And like I said at the beginning of the show, this is one of the reasons that we wanted to platform so many amazing, powerful men in our community. Whether you're here locally in the state of Florida or in our Dade Broward counties, it doesn't matter where you are, but there are so many men all over the United States in this world that are doing such great things. And a lot of times they get the bad rap. They get caught up in that small statistic of
Exactly.
men that are either deadbeats or they're
Exactly.
this, they're that, and then all the this and that are negative things. they're
Exactly.
not they're not talking about these fathers that are overcoming issues, just being a black man in America. that's
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
that's enough in a nutshell. You
Yeah.
understand? And now
Yeah.
your father, your coach, you're just a pillar in your community, and there are so many kids that are looking up to you. These men, they're like our unsung heroes
Yeah.
that people don't know of. And that's our whole reason of platforming so many dynamic men that are doing great things. You're not in jail, not on drugs, you know.
And that's the fortunate thing about me. And
Exactly.
something that I really hang my hat on, that despite my circumstances, I never been in jail, never been on drugs. I mean, I always just kept a straight road. Coming from where I come from, that's not common. That's not common. Knowing
Right.
you have no
Yes.
supervision, and you manage to stay straight, that's real tough for a lot of people.
Yes, and I definitely, my husband and I both, we definitely commend you, Gene. And I just think that you are such an inspiration to so many
Thank you.
people that are listening, because it's so many men that have made excuses, that
Yeah,
blame the
yeah,
system, that
yeah,
blame where they come from, that
yeah.
blame or gave excuse for so many things. And here is this black Haitian young man
Exactly.
that is telling his story, that is naked and not ashamed of the choices he have made in the past that may have not been good, but look where you are right now,
Which
and
is
and
all
look how
that
you're doing
matters.
it. You're
Which
doing
is
it
all
big.
that matters. Which is all that matters. And this is
Yes,
why I started my YouTube channel. Just Me and My Boys with a Z, BOYZ, is to really highlight men, and for it to be a platform for men, and really have these guys saying you can't make no excuses.
right.
And if you go to that YouTube channel, you'll see a lot of content that can help just men and fathers to just be better versions of themselves.
Now give that YouTube page again. We want everybody to support Gene Marcelin. He is doing great things in our community. If you have never heard of this name before, remember you heard it here first on Real Love
Yes,
Ministries Live.
yes, yes.
Gene Marcelin, he is the new author of A Good Guy. And he
What a
is
good guy.
awesome. Since I've known you, you've always been in your children's lives, and you always, show a positive attitude. Listen, everybody, these men are not perfect.
No,
We're not looking for perfection, but I really definitely admire the progression.
thank
you
you,
know
thank
the try.
you.
Don't neglect the try. These men are trying every day, and we as women, we need to speak into their lives.
Yeah,
Stop belittling these men, emasculating them, but encourage them.
yeah,
And I'm telling you, it's a powerful thing when men hear, Good job. I appreciate you.
There it
Thank
is.
you. It's
Sometimes that's
simple.
all we want. Sometimes that's all we want. We don't want much. Just let us know that we here, that you see what we doing. And when I met you and your husband, I was at a real rough time in my life, and y'all really helped me get through. I
Wow.
really was just I was in a rough spot. I was handling the breakup, um, and and um, and I had to make a decision then on just being really there for my kids because I can't use this, breakup as a way of just not being involved. Because of
Right.
what I'm going through on the inside. I managed to put all that to the side, and during that time, you guys really helped me out. Y'all really helped me out.
Wow, wow. Thank you. And sometimes you don't even know that you're that type of inspiration to people, until we hear these testimonies like that. So we really, we give God all the glory, and we really appreciate that. And you know what? Let's kind of go in that direction a little bit. I don't want to touch too much on it, I don't know how sensitive it is, but I do know that there are so many fathers that are dealing with not being able to see their children, you
Mm.
know, um, not being able to hug and touch on them, and just love on them, because of a breakup, or because of, they may have a baby mama and going through a whole lot of baby mama drama and different things. What kind of tips can you give these men to encourage them to, hey, keep fighting, don't give up, your children need you?
The I deal with this on a regular basis where I'm actually like mentoring and counseling a lot of dudes going through the court system, and just trying to get them to stay on the right track. The first thing I always tell these guys is understand the big picture. Understand the number one reason why you doing all what you're doing. It's for your child. Your child. That should be the driving force to you doing whatever you need to do, whether it's be there, whether it's go through the court system, whether it's everything. If the love for your child is not gonna drive you, or it's not the driving force, then you're gonna fail. And so what I tell most of these guys when they come to me, because they see what if you go to my YouTube page, they see that this guy got some type. Listen, I'm no expert. Please, I don't want people to think I'm an expert. I'm just a father that been through it and educated myself to better understand it. And I let my love for my kids be the driving force, and I see what that did and what it's doing for me. So
Wow.
my biggest tip for these guys is to let the love for your child be the driving force. Let that lead you. Don't let it be because you don't want to pay child support. Don't let it be because she don't want to let you see your kids. It's always around everything, and that's what I always tell these guys. It's always around. It's always a way around it. Always a way around it. You get the court on your side. You do what you got to do. But we can't use that as an excuse to not be in our kids' life because it's not our kids' fault. And that's one of the main things I tell them. Whatever's happening, it's not your kids' fault. So don't take it out on them. Let the love that you have for them be the driving force to really do what's needed to remain there and be present.
Gene, let's talk about men who are not present. Now, we talked about men that really want to fight for their children, and they're, it's just so much drama that they have to, and red tape that they have to go through. But what about the fathers that just made the decision not to be there? You know, um, Knowing that these are their children, and they just blatantly walked away for whatever reason.
Yeah. Um, that's something that bothers me to the core. I understand, and I've known guys that walked away. I've known guys that just say, you know what, I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. But the for the guys that's leaving your child out there, um, what you have to understand is whatever decision you choose to make, definitely if it's leaving the child, that's still your responsibility. And you leaving a situation as serious as that shows a lot about your character. You know what I'm saying? because again, at the end of the day, it's not the child's fault. And you know, a lot of these guys that I bump into or have talked to, frankly, just don't know how to be fathers, or they was left, you know, when they was younger. So it's sort of like they just doing what they know. But you know, at the end of the day, you help produce this child. My wife tell me this all the time. When I was when I'm was going through it with my ex-wife, my present wife Molly used to tell me, Gene, at the end of the day, you know, you chose down to make that child. You chose to lay down to make that child. So um whatever's happening, that's your responsibility to deal with. So that's what you gotta understand. No matter what happens, you made the decision to have this child. So whether, you know, it's not working out or you're not being able to see the child, whether you just, it's always a way around it. But because that's you, that's part of you, it should always be a way of trying to figure things out. That should always be in you. Let me figure this thing out because the child needs me. I don't care what society or that the other parent tells me. That
Yes, yes.
child needs you.
Yes, and it's so important, you know, and we can't get in ourselves, you know, we can't become so selfish,
Yeah.
you know,
And that's what
that
that
we
is, a selfish move.
exactly, and that we neglect everything and everybody else. And look, hey, I'm gonna just do me. It's all about me. But
Exactly.
this is a part of you.
Exactly.
This
Exactly.
is you.
Exactly. Exactly.
You understand? And just like you said, at the end of the day, this is your responsibility.
Yes.
It's a responsibility that needs to be taken care of together.
Yes.
And like I said, Gene, I know some of your story. I haven't gone throughout the whole book. Just things that I've read, man, it's just so inspiring, you know, how one man can go through so much and still stand
It's
and
tough.
still stand.
It's tough. It's tough. At the end of the day, you know, I'm not finna sit here and say, you know, I'm like unscathed. I don't have. I got a lot of scars on me, and the fortunate thing for my wife now that, you know, I brought all that to her. Like I was so just a broken man. I was broken, and you know, she just took her time and just put me back together. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not perfect by no means, and I'm not gonna tell you I don't still have struggles from my history. I still, you know, have, you know, dark days because, you know, even writing this book took me 4 years to write this book
Wow.
because I had to keep stopping and going because of I revisited a space that I never revisited and got some more understanding about it, and it really like just put me in a real depressive state. So you know, it's not easy, like just living on a daily basis, knowing you went through all this. Yeah, I'm a champion, I'm a survivor, and I can motivate others. But do have my days, and you know, I managed to get through them. I got a good support system.
Awesome. Awesome. And, you know, I'm just encouraging everyone to, you know, pick up a copy of The Good Guy. This is
Please do.
definitely, wait, okay, here you go. This is
There you go.
definitely a great read. All right. Yeah, it's a big book. There's a lot of
Yeah,
stuff he's
yeah,
sharing.
yeah.
There's a lot of stuff he's
Yeah.
sharing in here.
370
And
pages. Go get it.
how many pages?
307.
370 pages, and he's just walking you through his journey. And like I said, you know, just being not only a man, a black man, a husband, a father, you
Yeah,
know, a coach, so many
yeah,
things,
yeah,
so many weights you're carrying on your shoulder, and just to, you know, be able to overcome them all, and to write this book, and to become naked and not ashamed and transparent and
yeah,
share, this is who I am.
yeah.
This is what happened, and this is how I overcame. I believe that so many men will be inspired by it. Now, tell them, let's go here. Tell them how they can find your book. How
You
can
can
they
go.
come in
You,
contact, keep in contact, follow you? Give them that information. We'll throw that plug in right now.
you can get the book at Amazon right now. All you gotta do is type in Gene Marcelin, the good guy. It's gonna be the first thing to pop up. You can follow me on I got an author's page on Facebook, Gene, the good guy Marcelin. And I also have a great YouTube page. If you're a father, you need to tune into this YouTube page. It's just Me and My Boys, BOYZ. And if you want to email me, is jsmfootball2@gmail.com. You can, and listen, I answer every message. I
Wow.
I talk to everyone. I don't leave nobody out.
Wow. Wow. Now, Gene, tell them what kind of read is this book? I know you said it's 300 and what, 70,
Yeah, yeah,
73 pages. Woo.
yeah, yeah. It's
So I can see why it took so long to
it's
actually write this
it's
this book. What type
it's
of read is it, and what do you want your reading audience to grasp from the book?
it's a real emotional read because going through the book, you're going just judging off the reactions I get, because people reading the book and they calling me, hey, that happened, oh, I can't believe that happened. So it's a really emotional read. You're gonna go through every emotion connecting with who I really am in this book, because a good friend of mine, a childhood friend of mine, Corey, after he read the book, and a real intellectual dude, he said, Gene, what I got from this book is your vulnerability. Like, you showed us that it's okay to for a man to be vulnerable. You was vulnerable throughout this entire book, and
Wow.
and like I say, it's gonna be a really emotional read, man. Like, you're gonna want to know what happens next, because of how the format I got it to, where I'm reflecting back on my life, and you're gonna want to know if I won or not, and when you seeing everything I'm going
Yes.
through, you're gonna wonder like how this is gonna end, and it's gonna keep you entertained. But one of the main things that I want the reader to get is just we all have a story. We all have a story. And let this book be the story to inspire your story. Because where I come from, it's people that's going through way more craziness than I'm going. I was just courageous enough to be naked, like I heard you say, and
Yeah.
just really say it all. And just be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable. So, that's really what I want the reader to take out the book, to just let that inspire you to tell your story.
Yes. And and I definitely agree. And I want you to plug in again your YouTube channel, because there are so many men that are looking for an outlet. And my husband and I, we was talking. He said, Desiree, it seemed like everything is for women. Women have their women's conference. They got shows about women. They got books on women. They got everything you hear is the woman, the woman. Even certain men talk shows, they're talking about how to get a woman, what to look for in a woman, or what not to, what to avoid in a woman. He said there is nothing for us. There
And
is really
I
no
learned that. I
outlet for
learned
us.
that when I was going through um my just crazy divorce. I learned that there's really no resources for men, which is, and I always tell people this, going through what I went through with my divorce, it kind of pushed me into this purpose for being an advocate for fathers, because
Hmm.
I was just focused on being a father. But when you're going through a divorce, a messy divorce, and a lot of things are happening to you, you're losing a lot, and you want to stay present, so you got to go through the court system. And I'm learning a lot of things, and I'm like, wow, like um, men are really losing when it comes to the court system. So
Hmm.
and one thing I learned, like when I was looking for resources, because at the time when I was starting my divorce, I didn't have no money. Of course, you need money for lawyers and all that. They have social programs that's designated to help only women when it
Yeah.
comes to divorce and things like that in the family court. I'm like, what about the men? Yeah, I just got to figure something out. And I was like, wow. And it was things like that that really inspired me to really create my YouTube channel, which is just me and my boys with a Z. And and if you go through my content, it's talking about the court system, it's talking about being a better father, it's talking about first day of school, tips, activities on how to bond with your kids. Like, I'm going through all that, and it's me and my, with all my charisma, like my wife would say, and me being me, that keep people engaged. So if you really go, and don't forget to subscribe now. I got about 2,000 and something subscribers, but
Okay.
I can always get more. I feel like I should be getting more because of the content that I'm pushing out. I feel like my content is very important to the world because not this not a struggle for only one race of men. All
Right.
races of men go through issues that we go through.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
And this is one of the reasons why you're here tonight. And we want to expose men like you in a good light. In
thank
a good light. Usually, like I said, when men get exposure, it's for something that they did negative.
you. Yeah,
But tonight we're exposing you in doing something really well. And
thank you.
I said it at the beginning. The reason God allows us to go through things, I believe, because it's all purpose in it. It's all intentional. And
Yeah,
just like you said, look, I did my research. A lot of this stuff was from women. There was nothing or, very minimal, for men. So here you are trailblazing for those around you, those that are connected to you, those that may not have been connected to you, but is connected to somebody that is connected to you that need
right.
it. You
Exactly.
you just never know. And here you are opening up the door for so many other men to say, "Hey, I've learned. I've experienced some things. I
Yes,
can
yes.
help. I can help." So I am so happy, about what you're doing because, like I said, my husband said all the time, there is nothing out there
It's
for
true. It's
men.
true. It's
And
true.
we need solid
It's true.
men, solid fathers, solid husbands to, just to step up and step out and be naked and not ashamed, be transparent, show their vulnerability. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because I think sometimes, you just don't know who to trust. But
Yeah,
look,
and
once
yeah,
you put it out there on the table, hey, it is what it is.
exactly, exactly. And
It
that,
is
I
what it
think
is. Then
a
that's
lot,
kind of just push through this.
a lot of this, a lot of this, what I've learned growing up, a lot of this is what's just been taught to us as little boys growing up into men. A lot of this, this macho thing, and you're supposed to take pain. You're not supposed to cry. You
Yeah,
just, you're supposed to figure everything out on your own. Life is not catered to you. Nah, man, I realized that early. I realized that, which is why I wanted to break that generational curse with my kids and
come
my
on.
nephew. And I'm really like hands on with them. I'm really hands on with my kids, just to because it has to be that way. It got to
Yeah.
be that way for me to really understand my children. If you want to really understand your children, you have to be hands on with them. You can't leave them to their devices and just allow them to just go places and things like that. No, you got to be real hands on with your kids.
Yes, yes. And like I said, Gene, I really commend you. My husband and I both, we really commend you. I have a question that's coming in. It says, how do you balance work, family, and health?
Um, to be honest with you, when you make a sacrifice, when you sacrifice in the way I do, somewhere gonna fail, somewhere gonna fail. But again, what I do is let my love drive everything because the love that I have for those around me and everything I do, I approach it that way. I approach everything with love, is just and good energy. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell people, this is my saying: whatever you put out in a universe, whether it's good or bad, the universe will take care of you, whether it's good or bad. So I think the main thing on the main way of balancing everything is to approach everything with love. Understand it's going to be a sacrifice. You got to sacrifice something. But when you approach everything with love, it seems like everything always comes full circle, and you're naturally going to get taken care of. Just approach everything with love.
And you know what? And also he brought up a great question. I know he said work, family, uh, and health, and I think it's all about putting, I'm not a guy, but putting priorities
That
in
too.
order,
That too. That too.
and like you said, let love drive you and
Yeah.
focus on what really matters
Yeah.
and put your priorities in order. And throughout this month on our Real Love Ministry page, listen, if you all haven't liked our Real Love Ministry page and you're listening and you're seeing me for the first time, my husband is not on tonight, but he is also, a driving force in why I do what I do. consistently pushing and, coming up with different things. And I really commend him as well. So if you don't follow us on Real Love Ministries page, please follow us. All this month we're putting out prayers and different tips and, just different encouragement for men. And one of the things that we noticed that men, pay less attention to is their health, because they're always working. They always got excuse they're doing something else,
Yeah.
and they let their health fail. And I think sometimes they're afraid. It's not only men, it's women as well. We are afraid of the unknown when
Yeah.
we're feeling something. But the thing is, go get checked out, go to the doctor, see what's going on. Because if you don't pay attention to it, listen, you're going to either pay at the beginning or you're going to pay at the end. And if you wait till it's too late, sometimes your payment is not enough, and the
Now
people
when it
around
comes
you are affected.
when it comes to health, that is one of the primary things that changed with me. When I was in my and it's in large part because of where I'm at in life and because of who I'm married to. My wife is a registered nurse, and coming from a situation where I was coming from, like I gave so much of it to my marriage, to my children, to where I completely let myself go, which
Wow.
is why I had the heart attack, which is why my numbers are crazy, which is why I just, mentally I was never all the way right. So when I got into this new situation, and my wife being in the medical field, she understands, the first thing, Gene, you got to do is you got to be here. In order for you to be here, I need you to get all your numbers right. I need you to get your health right. So my health kind of moved to the forefront of um, taking care of my kids and everything, because I had to understand that if I'm not here, if I'm not healthy enough, like I'm wasting my time putting all this work that I'm putting in. So, I am taking my health very seriously. I have a bunch of doctors that I'm going to see, a bunch of specialists, to where so I can maintain what I'm trying to do here. Because without good health, without, just that awareness, I'm like you say, I'm not going to be around. And it was catching up to me slow. I had a heart attack. Like,
Wow.
to some people it's hard to imagine that, but if you look up my records, I had a heart attack, and
Wow.
fortunate for me, God spared my life, and I just I'm going to do different. I'm going to do different. So it's
Yeah.
a struggle, but it got to be something that you want to do.
Yeah, and you used the word earlier, sacrifice. Is
Yeah,
definitely, a sacrifice. I had a health crisis, with my kidneys, and
yeah,
never had that before. And a lot of things, drinking more water, drinking,
yeah,
certain things that you usually don't do. You have to make these sacrifices. Like, I'm drinking coconut water, but I had to acquire that taste. It took a while. It
yeah,
took practice to do that.
yeah,
But, these are the sacrifices that you have to make, to be around longer,
yeah,
to not put the stresses on your body, on your family, on your children. And, you just want to live a healthy life and enjoy life. So, I encourage men, I encourage everybody, listen, get checked out. Go to the doctor is very important.
yeah,
You're not only harming yourself, but there are people right around you that really loves you and really care about you and want you here, and around for a long time. Now
yeah.
we have some comments that's coming in. Gene, I believe this is your brother that I read about in the book. He says, I am Gene older brother, Claude
Oh Lord,
Marcelin.
oh
I was
Lord.
the one he looked up to, but little does he know he's a mentor to me. Awesome.
You know what? I'm glad he made that comment. I'm glad. Um, growing up the way we grew up, we really never got a chance to express our emotions to each other. And that's big for him to do that. And I love and appreciate him for that. But um, it's sometimes you don't know who you're gonna inspire.
Exactly.
Sometimes you don't know who you inspire. If you just, like I say, approach everything with love and good energy, and just making sure that you got good intentions with everything you do, you're going to get it back. So, of course, I love him and all my other siblings. They are my other driving force to, just continuing to still be here in life.
Yeah, and Gene, you talk a lot about love, and I'm a preacher by heart, an evangelist, and all of that. And there's a scripture in the Bible that says, "Through loving kindness have I drawn them," and I believe it's your love, it's your transparency, it's your compassion,
Yeah.
your empathetic attitude,
Yeah.
towards, people feel like they're not being judged for the mistakes that they've made or the wrong choices. And here you are opening up, being transparent, being vulnerable, saying, look, hey, I've been there. Or if I haven't been where you've been, I have experienced some things that may have gotten the same effect. And listen, I'm not an expert, but through experience, I could tell you do X, Y, and Z. So once
That's
again,
the approach.
hey, this is your older brother looking up to his younger brother.
Yeah.
It's just awesome. Like you said, you just never know who's being inspired
Yeah.
by you. We have another comment, Carlos. He was the one that Carlos Hawk. He was the one who asked the question about how you balance,
Yeah.
family, work, and health. Carlos was just agreeing. He said, that's the truth. I haven't been to the doctor in over 2 years. I
No,
appreciate the advice.
there has to be that you you have to know your numbers, and knowing your numbers is because what I've learned that people don't understand how much is said about you in your blood work. Go do your blood work. You gotta know what's going on with your body. I got a lot of friends who I know personally who's just suffering, and you know my wife tell me all the time, Gene, you're not who you used to be. You're not who you used to be, and I'm slowly learning that every day by listening to my body. Because sometimes we, as men, we like to push and not listen to our bodies.
Yeah.
Listen, man, listen to your body. Go. It's okay. It's okay to get. It's okay to know what's going on with you. Some of us be scared. That's one thing that I heard from a lot of men.
Yes.
I heard this. This is an actual comment that I heard from one of the guys I know. Man, if it's something wrong with me, I don't want to know it. What? What you mean? If something wrong with you, you do want to know it. It's fear of being vulnerable. It's a fear of things like that we as men really suffer from. To know that for that one moment that you're vulnerable, and men got to understand that it's okay to be vulnerable. You're not less of a man if you're vulnerable. It's
Yes.
okay to be vulnerable.
And it's okay, to have that. I'm not saying be fearful, but you're human.
Yeah,
Man, you're human. And it's a scary thing when
it
you
is.
when you see, because as we grow, our bodies change.
Yeah,
We're getting older, and things don't work the same. Things may not look the same. They don't even feel the same.
yeah,
So anytime that you feel something different in your body and it's not right, pay attention, because your body
uh-huh.
is letting you know, listen, stop, pause, you know get a maintenance check,
Yeah,
because this vehicle about to go down, it's about to crash.
yeah,
And if you don't, it will. And you just don't want it to be too late. So
yeah.
don't ignore the signs. Don't ignore. Listen, I know a lot of men, they may have a lot of pride,
That's the big
getting
thing too.
Listen,
That's
it's
the
the
big thing
pride, it's the
too.
fear, getting their prostates checked and getting different things done. And right now, I was speaking to my husband where we want to, do a whole health segment and bring some of the doctors in and what they're seeing in men health.
Yeah,
Especially a lot of our Black men, they're going through hypertension,
yeah,
diabetes, prostate cancer.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I guess to even hear these different illnesses is like, oh my gosh,
yeah. It's
it
scary.
it could be very fearful. It could break down your pride and all of this stuff, and even dealing with the prostate, the different tests that they have to go through, they don't
And
like that.
that's
But
the thing.
hey,
That's the thing. The dudes. Hey, listen, my man. You're gonna have to deal with these two fingers. I know. I know. Listen, I'm almost. You're gonna have to deal with these two fingers. If you
yeah,
understand, if you about 50 years old, you know what these two fingers mean. That's that prostate check. So
yeah,
we have to be more aggressive towards just getting our health intact. we're not gonna be here forever, but don't shorten the time by
Come
thinking
on.
you, you know. But I
Exactly.
just we
Exactly.
take your health serious.
Yeah, put your pride on the shelf,
Exactly.
go get
Exactly.
checked out. The fear
Exactly.
and all of that. And and that's what we're working on right now, getting some doctors involved and getting some knowledgeable people, on this platform that will encourage our men to
Yeah.
get checked out and don't wait. Get checked out before they check out, basically.
Exactly. Exactly.
And don't feel that you can't I can handle it, I'm a man. No, you can't. No, you can't, because once that
Yeah,
body shut down,
it is
you will not be able to move. and
exactly.
and so many, like I said before, so many people will be affected by that, and they love you and they want you around for a long time. Gene, we have some more comments coming in. Listen, if I miss your comment, I'm trying to go through and read everyone's comment. Edwin, Marceline, and
Edwidge.
Edwin,
Edwidge.
Edwidge,
Yeah.
Marceline. Gene is the best one. Gene is the best one of our brothers. Can I get it? Gene is the best brother. I guess that's what they're trying to say. Gene
Yeah,
is
yeah,
one
man.
of the best brothers ever.
Hey, don't be on your
Portia,
starting beef,
yes, thank
man.
you. Blessings to you. We got a few viewers here, Gene. I'm trying to go through it. Oh, your son, Josiah.
Oh
Did
Lord.
I say that right?
Yeah, Josiah, you said it right.
Josiah, best dad to ever do it. Man, come on.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, I don't, I don't, I don't do this for recognition. I just do it because I'm supposed to do it, and I do it out of love. I never do anything to receive recognition. Like my wife was just asking me, Gene, it's Father's Day. What you want, man? I don't want nothing. I just want to be with the people who made me a father. That's the only thing that I request. One of the
Wow.
only things I request on Father's Day. I want to be with the people who gave me this, who have me be this title. So I never do anything for recognition, whether it's be a brother, be an uncle, be a son, be a husband. I don't do it for recognition. I understand my responsibility and my loyalty to that person, and I just give it. I just give it. If I mess up, I take accountability. But again, like I said before, I let love be the driving factor to whatever I do.
Amen. Amen. And Josiah also said that's my dad right there, the best one to ever do it.
Don't read
We
no
have
more
Miss Freedom
comments.
Speaks. She said, absolutely. Gene is an awesome guy. Health is wealth. Size does not equate to good health. That is so true,
Yeah.
because I know a lot of lean guys, skinny, healthy guys, plump guys, smaller guys. Let me tell you, it doesn't equate to good health. You can't
No,
you can't judge by the size.
no.
We just encourage you all to go get checked out before you check out.
And my wife, like, get on me. It gets on my nerves sometimes, but this is one of the reasons why I love her to death and really owe her my life. To where she's made health a number one priority to me because she's seen that I wasn't doing it. So
Hmm.
it's how it looks on her that she's a medical professional, and and the person who's closest to her not really taking his health serious. So I will always be in debt for her forever for really
Awesome.
saving my life.
Awesome. And it's just so amazing how God brought her into your life,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
save your life.
At
Yeah.
the right time. At the
Yes,
right
and
time.
God knows exactly what we need when we need it.
Yeah.
And going back to what I said before, everything happens intentionally. And I think this is Anchella,
Oh Lord.
Marceline.
Oh
This
Lord. The whole
interview,
squad is gonna send me
yes, this
messages now. Huh?
interview, so inspiring. So listen, I thank you all. Thank you all for joining and listening in on tonight. So I just see that your village is pouring out love and support, Gene. Everybody is so proud of you.
I
You
mean,
are inspiring. Jordan is on here. He's a
oh
man that
Lord.
I'm proud to be the son of. They representing. They are representing. I like that slogan. Check out before you check out. Okay? Get checked out before you check out. That's right.
It's an
That's right.
honor, man. It's an honor. At the end of the day, like I say, those people who is who I do it for. And
Yes.
these men out here, I need you to understand, man, your life is not your own. Your life is not your own. We all are here for a purpose. Find your purpose and understand, man, there's people out here that love you, that really
Yeah.
want to see you get to a better place in life. And you're not in this alone. And I had to learn that I wasn't in this alone. And as you can see by all the appreciation of my sisters, my brothers, and my wonderful children who I love so dearly, that listen, it's that's what it's about. If you're not in it for that, get out of it. Get out of it. Stay selfish if you're not in it for that. Just
Yes.
stay selfish.
Yes.
Stay selfish.
Yes. Yeah, because I'm telling you, being a parent, you know,
Not
being
easy.
that pillar in the community, it takes a selfless heart.
It do.
And if you're
It do.
in it for the wrong reasons and the wrong motives, you're absolutely right, Gene. Just get
Yeah.
out. You
Yep.
know, find your niche. Find what
Exactly.
best
Exactly.
fits you, because this is not it.
No, this not for everybody. This
Yes,
is why some people can walk away from it and not feel bad, because it's not for everybody. Just because you're able to have children, or father, or birth children, don't makes you an exceptional parent. Some people
right.
just, it's not for them. Just because you got the ability to do it, don't mean it's for you. Just find what's good for you. But this being a parent thing, this being a father, being a mother thing, it's like you say, it's a real selfless thing. If
Yes,
it's a selfless act, if you're not ready to give yourself up, all of you, not part of you, all of you. I'm learning this thing takes all of you. Yeah, it's
yeah,
gonna be some nights where you're gonna be exhausted, tired. You don't want to see nobody. But this is what it's about. This part of the job, and your job as a
exactly.
parent is never over. Never over.
Yes, yes. So we're going to end this. We've been on here like an hour already.
It don't feel
And
like it.
Gene, you just dropped some great nuggets. This was a great conversation. Just like the young lady said, it's just an inspiring interview. And always speaking to you is inspiring. You always drop, like I said, some great nuggets, some great encouragement that just uplifts, definitely the fathers, the men, and just everybody that's connected to you, man. I really, really appreciate you. And you're doing great things. you're
Thank
you're just being a father and a mentor for so many. There's a scripture in the Bible that my husband loves, where it says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he gets old, he will not depart from it. And the Bible just never said who child. He says train up a child.
you. Yeah.
So, not only are you training your children, you took on the responsibility of your nephew. So many of these guys, these boys, young boys at the parks and in your neighborhood, man, thank you for training up a child. They will never forget you, because
I
you have been such an impact. I got one more, Otis Hudson. I really appreciate a young man like you. Thank God for you. I hope others will follow. Much love, bro. Time for all men to wake up. Wow.
You got one woke one here. I just need y'all
Listen,
to
that's
see what I'm
powerful.
doing. See what I'm
It's
doing, man.
time for all men to wake up.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Dean, thank you for being woke.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
man.
you for
I'm
sharing
in the
with us
fight.
on tonight. I can't thank you enough.
Yeah.
I just want you to one more time plug that in. There you go. You
Listen,
want it.
Amazon right now is $19.99. A lot of y'all get all type of crazy stuff from Amazon. A lot of that stuff y'all don't even use. Here you go right here, $19.99. Gene, Marcelin, the good guy, my story. If you put that on Amazon, it's going to be the first thing to pop up. It's going to be at your house within 2 days. It's going to be at your house. All right. And also my YouTube channel, Just Me and My Boys with a Z, for all the men that's out there that just want some direction as far as how to be just a better version of what you are, a father, a man, a mentor. I got all that on there. Even cooking, I got some recipes on there because I do my thing. But make sure y'all get the book. Make sure y'all get the book, man. Thank you for your support.
Yes, listen, I didn't even go into the cooking thing. Right before you go, Gene, tell them what's your favorite dish. What you throw down on the best?
Um, with respects to my sister, because she's the GOAT. My sister, Chella, she's the GOAT. I can bake better than her, so I'm gonna go with a baking dish. I don't think my red velvet cake. I think it'll break some people down. It'll break some people down. I make a mean red velvet cake, but I can also get down with lasagna and all that other stuff. But I leave that. My sister is the GOAT. But
Wow.
I do my thing.
Awesome.
But red velvet cake, holla at me. I'll break you down. I'll break you down.
Listen, Gene, one more question. I promise you, we leaving, y'all. We leaving. Who taught you how to cook?
Myself.
Who taught you how to bake?
Myself. It was just I always tell my kids this because my kids are developing. Well, my oldest son, not my kids, my youngest son, he just want to eat. My oldest son is really developing this passion to cook like me because he want to really do everything I do. I always tell people food is one of the best ways to communicate. You communicate through your food. So because I'm so full of love and everything, it's only right that I can, push that through my food. So along the years, because of how I came up, I had to learn all this on my own. Of course, I went to culinary school and perfected my craft. But for the most part, it's self-taught, and just with everything I do, it's done with love. Everything.
Awesome. So I have another question coming in. They don't want to let you go, Gene. They want you to repeat your YouTube channel.
My YouTube channel is just JUST me ME and AND my MY boys BOYZ, not SZ, and make sure you go subscribe.
Yes. So here it is. YouTube, just me and my boys.
There you go.
There you go, Carlos. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share, comment. He said he speak to everybody. Just me and my boys.
And my author page. I'm sorry, Facebook. I got an author page. Gene, the good guy, Marcelin. That's my author page. If you want to communicate with me on Facebook.
Okay, say it again, Gene.
Is Gene parentheses the good guy, Marcelin.
And that's on Facebook.
That's on Facebook. That's my author page. And there you'll find the link to the book, to where it'll take you straight to purchasing the book. If you follow the links that's all over that page, it'll take you straight to purchasing the book. And listen, everybody who get the book, after you read it, leave a review. Go back to Amazon, leave a review so we can tell other people about getting this great book and inspiring others to get this book.
Yeah, so please follow him on all his social media platforms. We didn't mention Instagram. Are you on IG as well?
I have a just me and my boys Instagram.
Okay.
Just me and my boys Instagram.
Okay, so please follow him on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. He's on YouTube, Just Me and My Boys. Purchase his book on Amazon, www.amazon.com. Type in Gene Marcelin, the good guy. And he said it's the first thing that pops up. So purchase his book. It's an awesome, awesome read. Gene, once again, we just want to say thank you. Thank you all for leaving your comments. I just really appreciate this conversation on tonight, Gene. We would love to have you back on our platform once again. It's just been amazing to see your progress over the years, where you started, where you come from, and where you are now. God is just amazing. And I just encourage you to continue doing great things, continue inspiring men. Thank you for being a trailblazer in so many people's lives. Now people know that, now these men know that, hey, there is another outlet out here for us. And we just want to say thank you. Thank you. Everybody, we just want to thank you for joining Real Love Ministries live on tonight. I was your host, Desiree Williams Hall of Real Love Ministries. Please follow us on Facebook at Real Love Ministries. Good night, everybody. We love you. We love you. Remember that love brings change, because love never fails. God bless you.
Thank you.